For 2 whole years, the underground man obsessed over this officer, stewing in his resentment until he finally conjured up a plan for revenge. Now, you might think he wanted to kill the officer, or hurt him in some way, make him feel the same sort of deep, existential pain the underground man claims to have suffered. But the truth is much, much stranger, and honestly, a little pathetic. The underground man notices something specific. On a particular street the officer walks down almost every day. He always gives way to people of higher rank, but he will not move an inch for those he considers beneath him. So, the underground man decides that he must bump into the officer. He must refuse to yield to the officer's physical force or his social status. It becomes his life's mission. He tries many, many times. He'll walk up the street, heart pounding, determined to finally do it. But at the last possible second, his nerve fails him. He bows out, steps aside, and gives way to the soldier, just like everyone else. The cycle of humiliation continues. But finally, after going into debt to buy some fine clothes just for this grand occasion, he steels his nerves. He walks down that street, sees the officer approaching, and this time he doesn't flinch. He bumps right into him, shoulder to shoulder. He imagines that this officer will now be haunted forever by the insult, the sheer audacity of a social inferior refusing to give way to him. After this momentous collision, the underground man rushes home and retires to his bed. Describing the vivid excitement he felt, he says, "Clearly, it was worth the 2 years of stewing. It's a bizarre victory." He didn't even look back at the officer. He pretended not to notice the bump at all, but he clarifies, "I only pretended. I'm sure of that. To this day, I'm sure of it." He acknowledges that he got the worst of the physical impact. The officer was stronger, of course, but that wasn't the point. For him, the point was that he had preserved his dignity. In that one fleeting moment, he had placed himself publicly on an equal footing with this man he despised. "I was in ecstasy," he recalls. It's a perfect, almost comically absurd example of the underground man's psyche. A grand internal drama built around a tiny, almost meaningless public act. Now, that story, while strange, has a certain dark comedy to it. The second story we'll explore, however, is significantly darker and a lot less comic. It begins with the underground man deciding to go visit some old school acquaintances.